Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, welcome to Synergy Cafe. I'm your host and whatever you want to call me, MagicBrad. Right there it says. No, it's over on the other side. You can't tell with these cameras all the time, but we're here in the World Nerve Center headquarters at my home office in Fridley, Minnesota. And I've got a guest today, and his name is Ken, and he's a guy that I met. I looked into some stuff back in 2019. We were communicating with each other. And then he came to an event just yesterday, so we reconnected, and I pulled this thing together like magic real quick. So I'm going to go get Ken. He's over in the green room. And for those that don't know, we've got our digital Girl Scout cookies in there. They're very lightweight when they're digital and very low cal. You don't have to worry about getting fat eating cookies. So that's the cool thing. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hang on. There he is, Ken Muller. How you doing there, buddy?
Good. How are you, Brad?
I think
Good
I'll
morning.
do a pinch.
Yes. Yeah. You put this together rather quickly. You're right.
Well, I have that gift. I have that gift to make stuff happen fast. It's not always effective because sometimes it takes time for a seed to germinate and make a seedling and turn into a plant and then put flowers and grow fruit.
You got
But
it.
I can get it. I can plant seeds fast.
Good. We like that. We like production. So
for those that don't know, Ken and I met a while ago. He's into health and wellness and energy work, and he's over in the western suburbs of the Twin Cities in Otsego. Is that more like northwestern?
yeah, basically it's in between Elk River and Rogers is what I tell a lot of people.
Cool.
So yes, yep. So because they've never heard of it, and surprisingly, the city is really spread out, but there's almost 20,000 people in Otsego.
Well, I think it's all growing together. I mean, Elk River
Yes.
used to be a drive, but now, Elk River, Zimmerman, St. Cloud, no big deal.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, we're connected. It's all good. Yeah, I never thought I would live out here. I lived downtown Minneapolis for about 7 years, and I lived on Lake Hiawatha for about 7 years, and I'm semi-retired now, I guess, but an empty nester for sure, and some birds just flying by. But I'm on 6 acres, and yeah, there's a pond out back, and boy, when they used to feed the swans in Monticello, I'd have 500 swans fly over every day. So the wildlife is awesome. And so every now and then I look just to see what's flying by. So some of the mallards came back to the pond yesterday.
Well, I'm glad you said semi-retired because retired is like this.
Yeah, you got it. No, and I'm not that yet. No, not yet. So still a young guy.
When we connected this morning, we were going to grab a coffee, and then schedules didn't quite work. So I thought, why don't we just do something online? And while we're at it, why not talk about stuff? And here's what we're going to be talking about because I just kind of made this up.
Okay.
Quantum energy. Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Some people are going, what the hell is that?
Because I didn't know what we were going to talk about.
I didn't
So,
either. I just made this up.
Yeah. No, perfect.
Again, it kind of doesn't matter. It's more who we attract with the way things are. And for those that don't know, what I do with these videos is I then take them and I chop them up in little shorts, and then they get different titles to them, and I put them up on the internet, and whatever titles grab traction, that's the one I try and work with and get the juice going.
Okay. Excellent. Pretty good idea.
So it's kind of like fishing, you just throw it out there and see if
you're right. There's so many ways to look at any bit of information, and it just depends upon who is going to vibrate or connect with that. If it resonates, then yeah, rock on.
So here's we got your website right here. It's called yourvibrationalfrequency.com. And I took a peek at it. It looks like you're like rekindling this, getting it going again, because it's got some stuff that's.
Yeah, I had some problems with the developers that I discussed a little bit with you yesterday, and so I had a fair amount of information on it, but I took the information out, but the bones are still there, and I've got a guy now locally that's working on it, but it's exceptionally expensive. These guys are $120 an hour, and I've got thousands and thousands of, man hours into it, or women hours, whatever, work hours in the program. And we ran into some issues when we were going to launch somewhat deliberately created, but we're in the process of tweaking that. But the platform is designed to be able to bring health practitioners and anyone else that is running through some type of issue. So it breaks down all of the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. I think, I guess, if we want to call them realities of what we really are. We haven't been taught a lot, and I think some information most definitely has been withheld, just depending upon what upbringing you came up in, depending upon what you were taught, based upon some things maybe being specifically withheld to your parents, and others that we just we weren't ready to be able to really experience. I think the universe, especially on the quantum side, what was that? Apologize. Was it 1902 or 1925? Or something like that when quantums came out, because I studied quantum physics a little bit, and just because when I'm doing my healings, I get into the quantum field, or you can get into the fourth dimension as well, and you can go in and look to see what a person is truly having an issue with, to get to the origination of it, and do whatever it takes for whatever is unique for that person to be able to address it. And that's what the website was designed to do, was to bring all of the different healing modalities together with the specific piece behind it, to be able to share a platform where people can get information that is outside their current, maybe awareness. Because if you're not aware of something, then how can you address it? There might be something that you internally resonate with, but you didn't even know it existed. But once you heard about it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for.
Well, what's kind of interesting, your website's the bones inside. You got a lot more bones than I've got. But interesting, because I had a few years back, I created this website, Synergy Lifestyle Academy.
Okay.
And it was similar kind of thing, but it's based on 5 different areas of life: your career, finance, relationships, spirituality, and wellness.
Yes.
It's sort of a lifestyle wheel.
Yes.
Synergy lifestyle wheel. If you have all that in harmony, then things kind of work together. So it's interesting that you had that, and that's what kind of came to mind when we were talking yesterday a little bit. And for those that don't know and don't understand this quantum stuff and all this energy work, a lot of it is this woo-woo stuff. Some people might be in a religion and go, oh my God, that's a cult, that's weird stuff. But I've been playing this game for a long, long time too. And I've studied Avatar, Ekankar, Scientology, Christianity, Buddhism, Bradism. I studied a lot of different things, and they're all kind of like the same stuff. Everybody's touching different parts of the
Yes, I 1000% agree with you, Brad. Yes, I've studied the different religions. Yes, yep, you got it. Yes.
We talk about vibration and frequencies. It's you take 2 tuning forks and you smack one, it goes, and all of a sudden the other one starts getting those vibrations.
Yes.
And those are I was going to bring this up when you mentioned the developers for your website. You never know where they're going to come from. You say that they might be $100 or $200 an hour, but there might be somebody listening right now. If you vibrate at the right frequency,
that would be awesome.
I'll do it.
Yes. And have the skill set to complete it. Yes, yep.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at yesterday. I had a hard time communicating because my background's been in the event world, and I'm just tired of it. And I want to do something that has more purpose. And I think a lot of people right now, my age, I've got some money saved up, but I have a concern of all of a sudden something happening and something gobbling up some of that money, and then me outliving my retirement and then having to get a job at Walmart.
Yes.
I don't want to have that happen. So I'm preparing for all that, and knowing that the currency is going to change because Captain Kirk never had a wallet. It's going to be a kind of a different world we're living
probably
in.
Not. No.
Yeah. So it's going to be a different thing. It's no longer pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. It's kind of like bits. And I don't know where it's going, but I'm going to be playing both sides of the fence myself.
Cool. Good. Yeah, there's advantages. Yeah, take the opportunity. You see something good, go grab it.
So the stuff that your experience and background is, a lot of this energy work and all that stuff, is it more focused in like cleaning out traumas and things of early childhood, or what kind of modality are you working in?
Well, so I'm trained in about 40 plus, and I've spent the last 6-7 years just studying. I took and spent a year in India. I've been to China twice, and I just tried to find the best of the best techniques. And ironically enough, as we didn't rehearse any of this, people. So you saying where all of the synergies are at, people are the same. And I've been to many different countries, and with not even being able to speak the language, especially when we were in China, we were on a business deal, big business deal, and lots of people in the meetings, but you could understand people even though you didn't understand the language. You could understand, as it was being translated, did they actually have that prepped and ready for us? Did we need things to get done and so forth? And so you can read everyone, and we're so similar. So to get into the background part of it, my brain sort of works as, well, this is interesting, but that one piece leads to 15,000 other pieces. But so I've studied the physical. So I've studied the body. I've studied the different systems. I've studied most definitely mental disorders, the big books, read all that stuff. I've read thousands of papers on the body, especially Job's and other ones that were, as you palpated, it's, we have our own innate intelligence. So if we have blockages inside of that innate intelligence through experiences of life, and we've held on to those things, typically that's an energetic issue. It can also be, lead into a manifestation of a physical cellular issue, and we can learn to be able to do and adjust things so our lifestyle becomes more conducive with, I would call, sort of the universal laws, and live in harmony with where we live and who we really are. And so I did a lot of theology, philosophy, understanding of the human condition to be able to tie that in with the cognitive behavioral therapy. I've studied a lot of the books and read those. I did it on dialectal. I did it on the individual family portion of it, because as we experience things, we tend to sort of give part of ourselves away. And then I tie that in energetically, and I tie that into the spiritual side of it on our soul, where I do believe we do have some soul contracts, because just the consistency there. As a statistical person, I have a background in accounting and business management, but I've always liked helping people. So I just tried to tie all of that together to get to the core of whatever is unique for that individual. So whatever comes up in that session, then hopefully, if I didn't already experience it, we can channel it in and get the information that person needs while we're right in the session. And then we can address whatever is going on. We should be able to get to the core of that.
Well, I'll tell a quick little story, because some people that are listening, some people get what we're talking about, but
Sure.
there are others that are going, that's a bunch of cult-like.
I've had enough people, call me evil and whatever.
I would use some analogies that make people go, oh, maybe.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, great.
I had a situation. I was in Bali, Indonesia.
Okay.
And I was just sitting there because I was with another couple, and we were going to go out to dinner. And there was this other woman that was there. She wasn't going to go out to dinner with us, but we were just sitting talking while the other couple's getting ready. And all of a sudden, I was like gone. I mean, I had an out-of-body experience.
Okay.
And it was really strange. It was like I didn't have any physical form other than it was like just an orb kind of thing. And
Okay.
she was with me, and we were zipping through the universe. And I'm going like, where are we going? And she goes, where do you want to go? And I go, I don't know. We just kind of went places and did stuff. And then I said, well, when are we going back? She goes, when do you want to go back? And I finally came back, and then I'm sitting there looking at her, and I'm going, what the hell? Is it 5 minutes? Was that 5 hours? What?
Yeah, exactly.
I had no idea what was going on. Now, people will go, that was just your imagination. That's true. But where does the imagination come from? Is it in my brain?
Yes,
and if it's in my brain, how did it get there? Where did that come from?
Yes.
So all these things that people are thinking and imaging in pictures, and that you talked about going into like deeper kind of stuff. That someone once said that God created time to prevent us everything from happening at the same time.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
It'd go crazy if that happened.
Sure.
So
it'd be a lot. Yeah.
We can't be all knowing all the time. It would make us crazy because we're physical beings with physical form. I'm about 5'6", 160 pounds. That's what I am in this physical world. But in a bigger picture, I'm infinite.
Yes.
So I can create my own reality. So the creator kind of made us so that we don't go crazy by getting all this information all at once.
Yeah.
That's my
Baby
analogy.
steps. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Baby steps. It's and yeah, if you would have asked me this stuff 20 years ago, I'd be on the sideline saying, well, you're slightly nuts, or you're on some major drugs. And not that I do drugs, but I would joke around and say, yeah, why aren't you sharing? Because they must be pretty good. But I experienced things that I couldn't deny, but I couldn't put necessarily a finger on, which led me to start doing some research and just looking into it and say, well, I know what I just experienced. If I explain it to some people, they're going to say I'm crazy. Other people will be able to listen to me and say, yeah, I've experienced something similar with that. And the origination of my website originally was to bring all those people together to be able to just discuss. But then when I got into it, I said, well, then let's see what we can do to get into and figure out what our essence is as a human being.
Well, that's
And
where
yeah,
where the title came from today, the whole
yeah,
quantum
awesome.
energy concept. The
Yes,
quantum is just a quanta. It's just a little measurement, like for electricity, that's an electron.
yes,
That's the measurement system for it. And there's that theory of that the wave particle.
yes,
You know, like an analogy I'll use, like as an example, I got my phone and I'm in an airplane traveling at 600 miles an hour. How fast is the phone going?
yes,
That depends on where you're observing from. Because if I'm in
yes,
the plane, it's
yep,
going 0. If I'm
yes,
outside of the plane, it's
yep.
going 600 miles an hour. If
You
I'm
got it.
outside the planet, it may be going
Perspective,
90 miles
speed.
a second. It
Yes,
depends on where the observer is observing. And then if you just
got it.
look at it as a static thing. So that to me that's kind of how this stuff works. When you get stuff vibrating at the right frequency and then it
Yes,
aligns, then it manifests. And that's what
yes.
basically.
And I agree with that 1000%. You can manifest things within hours. And when we're out of
Well,
alignment,
that's you can manifest it in a second.
well, you can, yes, you can, yes. But sometimes baby stepping into it, like you said, it's going to take, we have to accept our new realities.
Right.
And you know,
And
and
that's
we're pre-programmed to challenge things that we're afraid of or we don't know. So as you said, Godspeed wise, we've got to do it in a time frame that we can, oh yeah, that makes sense, I can handle that. But you're
well,
right,
that's where someone
1000%.
like
Boom, right
you,
here.
like someone like you as a coach can kind of bring someone through, and then
Yes,
you're talking with people and they say something that they don't know that it's a coincidence. And I
yes,
hyphenate coincidence.
yeah,
It's two
awesome.
incidences happening at the same time.
Yep,
And it means you're getting a little closer. So you can give them hints like,
yeah,
you said that you saw 3 red Volkswagens on the way over here. And you said that you've always wanted to have a Volkswagen with that little flower.
sure,
And then when you go home today, there might be one for sale for $1,000 and it's a
yes,
$10,000 car.
yep, life is
So
good.
that's kind of what it's about. Is sometimes our logical mind says, "Oh, that doesn't do that. There's
No,
no
it
way I
gets in
can
our way.
afford it."
We if we can get out of our own way
Yep.
with what we have ingrained as acceptance of level of reality, if you want to call it that, from the past, that's what it is. Yeah, I've had some crazy clients. You know, I had one bone cancer, and I worked on her for maybe 30, 40 minutes because I was leaving the country the next in 2 days or whatever, and I was going to be gone for 5 weeks. And she called me on my travels as we were going up to Canada. And she's like, Ken, I don't know what you did, but where you put your hand on my foot, last night I started picking at that. And she goes, you had to leave the room for a bit. I said, well, because one of her energy channels where she was holding most of the issue opened up, and that was vacating, and it was exceptionally strong. And I didn't want to have that around me. I thought I could leave the room, contain that, get that out, and still do energy work on her from, being outside. So the air wasn't circulating that way. It was just going out the window. But so she goes, well, I don't know if I believed in everything that you said, but I think I want to do a full 1-hour session with you. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get back into town and 5+ weeks later, and we go, and it would happen to be another marketing event. And I go in there, and not a single person can look me in the eye. Not a single person in the whole group. And she's glowing. And I'm like, it really worked well for her because we were able to get to the issue of what was going on and that energy released. And when she was picking at that, she ended up peeling all of the skin off the bottom of her foot. Well, that was the body's releasing all of the toxins in your organ. Your largest organ is your skin. So it was releasing those toxins from her foot. Plus, you have your soul chakra, and we got the energies to flow to be able to go out. And she had no idea what that was. But when I got to the class, or to that marketing session, 2/3 of the way through, the marketing person in charge of new recruits pulled me out and said, "Ken, I don't think anyone here is ready for what you do. I see that she's glowing and she's in such a, she seems to be in a really good state, but, and he didn't say state, but her health has really changed." And I'm like, "Yeah," but he goes, "I don't think they're ready to be able to deal with what you deal with." And I'm like, "Then that's okay. It's just got to take some baby steps to get through that shit."
A lot of people don't like. I had a woman that we had an event and she had to cancel a couple coffee meetings because she was talking about my stomach flu is acting up.
Sure.
And I said, "Don't own that."
Yeah. No. The opposite of that. Yes. Yeah.
Own that.
No,
then it's yours. And
yes.
It made me angry quite a few years back. Not angry, but I saw a billboard where one of these hospitals was going, my whatever hospital, my life, my cancer. It was a cancer treatment place, and they had them
temporary state. Yes, it's a temporary state. Yes, you got it.
You know about Greg Braden, right?
Oh yes, yeah, I love Greg. Yep.
Well, I did an event with him here in Minneapolis quite a few years back with his.
Yes, that's good. Yep.
But that's what it's about. So we've gone for about 21 minutes here.
All right. Well, I talk a lot. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, well, tell me more about your stuff. Yes.
Well, I will do that off air because I got. I've got some. Oh, hey!
Look at that guy.
I got these interruptions coming in all the time. These little beings, these entities.
It's all good.
I try and keep these a little bit consumable. But once again, for you to connect with Ken, go to his website here, and I'm assuming you got a contact page on there to be able to find you.
Yes, I do have that, and I think he's got that part of it just up and running again because I honestly ran out of funding on it, and it was just a bummer.
We can find you by Ken Muller on LinkedIn, or you can contact Brad, and I'll connect you with Ken.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes, please.
We can make it happen. Please. So if you want to go back into the green room there,
I will do that.
There's more cookies in there. We got some of those thin mints in there. Cookies. You want to knock out a box of them?
Yeah, chubby cheeks. I like cookies. It's all good. Yeah.
And stick around, and we'll have another conversation before you have to get off into the work world.
Okay? All right, Brad. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
You bet. Yes. Thank you, everyone.
There you have it. That was my friend Ken, and this is what we talked about. Poof, just like that. Quantum energy. I like this kind of stuff. I'm not really a woo-woo kind of person. I'm kind of like a Gemini. I kind of play both parts. So I understand the logical world, and then there's the intentional, emotional world. It's definitely a thing. So that's my show for today. If you want to be on Synergy Cafe, you just go to thesynergycafe.com, and we can talk. If you want to know more about me, you can just go to this website right here and Google MagicBrad.com. Okay, peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good. Be kind. Be nice. Did I say be nice? Be nice.